5 likes. I greatly appreciate that. If you're tuning in after the live, make sure you hit that like button as it'll greatly help push me through the analytics. I've had a tremendous time talking to everybody before the live even started. So that's awesome that we were able to have an active discussion here before we even started. Like, that's awesome. That's I don't know how usual that is, but that's pretty cool. So actually it happens every time before we get on. So let me say hi to everybody real quick. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about. So Rosso, stay calm. Everybody I've talked to, welcome in. We try to catch up to everybody at JW, Rockin' Painter, Terry, ATK, welcome in. JB Blaze, Mark, John Hall, Russell, good evening. Omar, David Nickazar, Brody Athey, thank you so much for the $5 donation already to get started. That is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Wow, what a generous audience we have here. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good evening, Brody. Dean M, welcome in. Albert, good evening. What's going on, my friend? Month 1 subscriber in Tom's Army, as he's got me being abducted by aliens. My face is superimposed in there. Bob, good evening. The Gatman, a subscriber to Tom's Army for over a year. What a guy. What's going on, my friend? So, James, welcome in from Colombia. So I want to start out by, obviously, let's start the intro real quick. Good evening. 7:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, August 10th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I was going to take the hat off, but man, is it sunny right here, so I'm going to keep it on for now. Albert Bowers, what's going on? Bob DeBolin, welcome in. James Hunter from Colombia. Christopher from Musaus, Muskoka, Ontario, Canada. Welcome in, my brethren from the north. Hey, David Nitzka, I finally accumulated 10,000 XRP. What should I go for next? That is your personal judgment call. But I have a variety of things that I like to have that you'll hear as we go along. Ty Nguyen, welcome in from Cali. ATK, Casper, and Algo, good choices. Tom, I live in Holland, Michigan. Welcome from Michigan. On behalf of me and Tom and Tom. Omar, welcome in. Indeed, do not forget to hit that like button. We have 59 people and 39 likes. We're doing a great job so far. Make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help push me through the analytics. And we've got a lot to talk about as we're going through this. So we're going to talk about the Dragonfly Doji that was printed. I'm going to teach you a little bit about it as well, so that you don't have to just hear me talk about it. I'll actually show you what it means. But we're also going to go through the institutional interest skyrockets despite SEC's intention to appeal judge's decision in Ripple case. We've got the Ripple versus SEC appeal, but does that even jeopardize XRP? Lawyers are disagreeing on that. And then we've got the Ripple legal chief refutes immediate SEC right to appeal pivotal XRP decision, or ruling, I should say. So I wanted to read some of that with everybody in the live, so I didn't put that out in any of my updates today, because I would like us to have an educated and informed discussion here after we do the technical analysis for anybody who wants to stick around. Regan, welcome in. Glad to see you as well. Owen, good evening from Texas. Tom, indeed. Ha, ha, ha. Frank Spencer, good evening from Durham, England. Wow, we got a wide range in audience tonight. Excellent, excellent. ATK in California, yes indeed. Michigan's turning into that, unfortunately. We're like your little stepsister. Driver, you have not missed anything. Just the intro. I've only been on for 4 minutes. Albert, welcome in from Jupiter, Florida. Make sure to hit that like button, everybody, as it will greatly help push me through the analytics. I keep this a very easy viewing experience. I don't do paid advertisements, paid promotions, or accept any kind of paid sponsorships. And I don't hide behind any paywalls. So please, please just hit that like button. That's all I need. Driver, you see 3 minutes and 34 seconds is better than nothing. So let's get into this, everybody. We're trying to kill 8 minutes, so we have a chance to have an active discussion here. We're trying to wait until this daily candle prints, but I want to teach real quick. So this candle formation here is a Dragonfly Doji. This signifies that we have more buying pressure than selling within this daily candle. Right here is a beautiful interpretation of a long leg Doji right here. So long leg Doji is basically you're stuck in the middle. You don't really know. It's a reversal to say we ran out of steam to break down. So now it's indecisiveness in the market. So if you're in a bearish cycle, it's suggesting you might be in a reversal track. So this could be suggesting a reversal, and it's often followed up by the next candle being printed bullish. And now we have what looks like a bearish candle on the onset, but it's not. The daily volume crashed and it printed a Dragonfly Doji, which means yes, there was pressure at the bottom, but most of it was simply because there was a lack of buyers, not because of an overzealous sellers. So right now, it seems to look as if this is trying to signal to us that this is not in fact bearish. This is a bullish setting. B2 Gold 296 missed the bottom. Yes, as some of you know, we had it mapped out. I got Fortuna Silver Mines at $2.92 or $2.94, one of the two. I didn't hit 288 or 286. And then I got B2 Gold at $2.98 as well, I picked up. So those are the two I'm sitting on with commodities for some time. It was a good $3,000 into those purchases. So we'll see what happens there. ATK, the appeal is the SEC asking her to appeal the ruling. She doesn't have to, and she most likely won't. Absolutely not, ATK. She absolutely does not have to. You are 100% correct. That's why I think it's funny that a lot of people are making it sound like it's a forgotten thing or a sure thing. All they're asking for is the ability to appeal it. She could simply say no on the basis that they're bullshitting her. They could say that you don't have the basis to appeal it. They're asking her for clarification that they even have jurisdiction or any kind of, not even jurisdiction, but they have any kind of prejudice to be able to appeal it. So it's not a foregone conclusion at all. I absolutely agree, ATK. Absolutely agree. So right now, the importance of this is, while printing this Dragonfly Doji in the daily, is we did it on the retracement. We hit the support on the outside of the channel, which is very important. So if we're trying to understand what a Dragonfly Doji is, just the appeal, I wouldn't say it's a non-event, but it's going to take until 2024, 2025 to get this resolution. But it doesn't affect XRP for me or you. They're just going to fight on whether they have to pay fines or whatever. It's not. This is nothing significant. If anything, this opens up a whole can of worms for the SEC, and it could get them into further trouble, to be honest with you. Humzo, welcome in. Glad to see you made it, my friend. So the Dragonfly Doji, what it looks like it's printing in the daily, I want to go over. Soul loves Tom. Appreciate you, HO221. So I want to go into this just real quick. So the Dragonfly Doji candlestick, just so you can have a better understanding. So the Dragonfly Doji is a type of candlestick pattern that can signal a potential reversal in price to the downside or upside, depending on the past price action. It's formed when the asset's high open and close prices are the same. The long lower shadow suggests that there was aggressive selling during the period of the candle, but since the price closed near the open, it shows that buyers were able to absorb the selling and push the price back up. Now let's take a look at this candle. So you can see aggressive selling during this candle all the way down to 6246. The buyers were able to pull it back up, and I believe at press time we're at 632. So they were able to pull it back up all the way to 632. It's pulled it up towards the middle of the top part of this candle. It's back up in here. We were all the way down here. So now that selling is dissipated, and now it's starting to slowly pull it back up. We've got 4 minutes to print the rest of this candle, but as of right now, it looks like a Dragonfly Doji. So now let's continue. A Dragonfly Doji can occur after a price rise or price decline. The open, we already know all of this. So understanding the Dragonfly Doji candlestick. Following a downtrend, the Dragonfly candlestick may signal a price rise is forthcoming. Following an uptrend, it shows more selling is entering the market, and a price decline could follow. In both cases, the candle following the Dragonfly Doji needs to confirm the direction. So it could, if we have a bearish, we could print bearish. If we have a bullish, we could print bullish. The one thing I'm looking at in the daily as well is we had this. Right here, this is the long leg doji. This shows that the pattern was indecisive and a reversal is forthcoming. Well, now we went up, had a breakdown. So what's going to happen here? Like, we're in between two different setups here, completely different. To me, it shows we had a retracement here, but we had volume of 37.57 million on the move up. On this reversal candle, we've had 15.9 million. I think this is disguised as a bullish movement here. If we break the channel and we lose 613, well, then I'll say, you know what? That was a shit shot. And you know what? It tricked us here short term, but on the very next candle, it showed the truth. So this next candle is everything. We need to see what happens at 8 o'clock. So it's a very indecisive candle, but because we were bearish leading into this movement, I think that this is signifying that the end of the pattern's happening and we're starting to reverse here. I could be completely wrong, and we'll know this in the next daily candle, because we're either going to get confirmation or rejection here. It's either going to confirm the fact that this looks like it's reversing, or we're going to get confirmation that this pattern still doesn't have enough buyers. So, and then some people ask me why the Dragonfly pattern, why I started talking about the Doji now, the Dragonfly Doji. It's not that it says it doesn't occur frequently, which it does show up from time to time, a lot more often in like the 4-hourly. But when you get to the daily and the weekly, to start seeing this printed, that's pretty substantial. You're talking about a whole 24-hour candle and a whole 7-day candle that can stay within the same symmetry. So that's why I started talking about it. And then the other reason, it's the spot it happened to be. This is a great teaching moment, and I always take time to teach everybody when it's possible. It's not always possible. So when it fits the agenda, you know, in the move here, I can actually teach within, you know, the same fluent motion. Let me just answer some question. Garrett, welcome in, my friend. Mark Harris, good evening. ATK 777, 4 pages, not peaches. I don't know, I must have missed something. Terry, Lincoln's, Tom, could this move not be caused from short sellers covering? It absolutely could. If you get an increase of short sellers covering positions, it could. But right now, we didn't see enough selling volume to the downside. That next daily candle, it's starting right now at 8 o'clock. So that very well could show us that maybe we're more bearish than it looks like. But we got to pay the proper respect to this Dragonfly Doji until this next candle, until we can get confirmation if it was a breakdown. But right now, we printed this Doji after a downtrend. We even had a long leg Doji, which signified 2 daily candles ago, which I'll show, which will now be 3, that the pattern was reversing. It was showing instability on the move down. There wasn't enough sellers. And I found it a great time to start teaching this pattern to everybody because it's relevant. Christian, good evening. I'm glad you made it, my brother. Capo, yo, Tom, I see you're holding 18 carats. Well, no. Just some sterling silver here. Jordan English, welcome in. And Capo, thanks for being in Tom's Army for month 1. That's me being abducted by aliens, and my face is superimposed in there. I kid you not. Jordan English, good evening. 2-year member of Tom's Army with the 589 badge. Just released a couple months ago. That's the moon badge, 589. Everybody said it'd be 589 at the end of this year, and I said more like 589. We're pretty close. But I think we could make some moves here. ATK, she has 4 pages to review for the appeal. She should deny it in a fast manner. Okay, I didn't know what you were speaking of, so I didn't want to speak out of turn here. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Thanks for clarifying that. I greatly appreciate that. Russell Griffin, it's printing red right now. We'll see. It's going to start showing a little bearishness just because of where it ended up. It didn't have so this daily candle didn't finish over the top of the day's high, or yesterday's high, so it's going to look red to start, for sure. Grandma BG, the 4-hour looks good in green. What about that? We'll take a look at the 4-hourly as well. So we'll get back into the pattern and we'll finish reading this, but let's look since the candle printed. So we did print the Dragonfly Doji. This is fine. You're going to get this little bearish look because look what happened. We had to print down. See this bearishness that started? We absorbed the sellers here. We pulled back up and it basically finished neutral. We basically finished up here. This is a Dragonfly Doji, so this could signify a pattern reversal unless we get a quick sell here to start this daily. Unless we get a quick sale. Yeah, Art, it definitely did. It went up to 3.2% year over year. They were expecting roughly 3.4% in the CPI. And that's the Consumer Price Index for anybody who doesn't know. So we're looking for a hold here now. So as long as we don't get a quick sale here and lose, even if you get a bring down, what you don't want to see is retaking this lower low here. So really we just want to feel a squeeze here and start to get a little bit of positive momentum here. See, this was a long leg Doji right here. This says the pattern's indecisive. There's not enough sell pressure to continue the move down. And now we need to see how the next candle plays out. It was a bullish candle. Now we have consolidation. And now, because it printed the Dragonfly Doji, I wouldn't even be this excited that it even has a chance to maintain after that pull down. Besides two things, the Dragonfly Doji prints, and then not just that, look at the lack of volume in that last daily. That's a lack of volume. That tells me there's not enough sellers in this area. Unless something changes in the immediate short term on this daily candle, right now we have to pay respect for what we're seeing. And I'm all about paying respect to the charts. So in that last candle, we had 15.987. This candle, we had 37.57 million. The reversal, we had 18. 29.7 on the pull down reversal. Now, these are basically squeezed. We don't even know what's going to happen. You can't say all the volume one way or the other. But what I am going towards is the technicals and what we can understand through education and knowledge. So that Dragonfly Doji, let's continue. The Dragonfly Doji pattern doesn't occur frequently, but when it does, it is a warning sign that the trend may change directions. We started in this direction. Now, is it signifying a pattern reversal from here? Or is it saying this is the pattern starting to reverse, and now we're signifying there's not enough sellers to try to pull it back down, and now we're really looking to flip this, and this is a bullish reversal? Either that, or we're about to print a very quick candle here, and we very well could have a lot of selling pressure here. We're just not seeing it right now. So right now I'm trying to take the bullish angle here, especially since in the weekly a few weeks ago, when we had the massive move in the weekly, we had about 532 million in volume. What did we have this last week and the weeks prior to that? We haven't even printed anything weekly. So on the big breakout, we had 518 million. Then we consolidated at 312. Then we started breaking down 166.6, 165.5. Now this week we have 3 days left. We've printed all of 101.7 million. That's another weak candle. And we've come down some 36% from the swing high to the swing low. That tells me there's not enough sellers here. And if there's not enough sellers, and we get a little bit of buy pressure here, it very well could be a very bullish move here. The one negative here is we did get rejected in the daily up here, which is never a good sign. But we didn't have a lot of sell pressure, so we're still hanging on here. We'll get into the 4 hourly after this. Let's just finish this real quickly. Following a price advance, the Dragonfly's lower low shadows shows that sellers were able to take control for at least part of the period. While the price ended up closing unchanged, the increase in selling pressure during the period is a warning sign. The candle following a potentially bearish Dragonfly needs to confirm the reversal. The candle following must drop and close below the close of the Dragonfly. So that's exactly what we just talked about. So let's go back to what we talked about. If this is going to be a bearish, we need to close below right here. So if this is a bearish confirmation, it would close below the 624. So just remember that. If we close below 624, this could very well be a bearish confirmation, and then we're heading down. Right now, though, I'm not seeing that unless we do print these lower lows. The volume's crashing, and right now it looks to be a reversal candle. So we're going to continue being positive with the reversal. Danny, why does your chart look different than mine? What does that mean? As far as what? The way the candlesticks look? If you don't have it in the Heikin-Ashi, your candles are going to look different. I actually have wicks. The Heikin-Ashi shows the wicks. Some of the other ones only show full candle bodies. Yeah, that's because I'm using the Heikin-Ashi. Or it could be what I'm on Binance, so I don't know what some of the other ones printed. But we could have had different prints here. No, that's still similar. Are you using the Heikin-Ashi? If you're not using the Heikin-Ashi, that's probably why. Tanya, welcome in, love. So glad to see you in here as always. Sean Crothers, my main man from Maine, welcome in. Almost sneaked in here without me seeing you. One of the most trusted mods in the house. Jay Lau, welcome in. XRP indeed. Danny, that's why. Thank you, Tom. No problem, no problem. I've had a lot of experience with charting, so there's not many questions that come through that I can't answer. But if there is, we've got a healthy audience here. How many people are here? 128 people, only 78 likes. Please hit that like button. It really does help push me through the analytics. It really does help force YouTube to share my content. Like I always tell everybody, just hit the like button. It's free. Unless you want to share and send a YouTube super chat because you're so You're so grateful for the work I do and the fact that I don't do paid promotions, paid advertisements, or paid sponsorships of any kind, or hide behind a firewall, or don't make you wait 97 minutes to get 2 minutes of information. I think all those reasons and more is a reason why you should hit that like button. Matt, thank you so much for subscribing. I greatly appreciate that. You have made my night, my friend. You have made my night. The Heikinashi, you're going to get more of the wicks. It shows you... It's the Heikinashi, you get to see the wick. So it'll show you the candle body, but it'll show you the top of the wick, bottom of the wick. And then it'll also show you its interpretation of where a candle close goes. So, I mean, it's not always dead set. Some people aren't happy with it. Some people don't like the Heikinashi because of the wick, and then it throws them off because they'll be like, hey, the full body candle says that this was a bearish candle and yours says bullish, or vice versa. It's basically your preference. Do you want to see a full candle body, or do you want to see wicks within it as well? Thoughts on... Hey, Prosperity Fund, thank you so much for the $10. That is awesome. Thank you so much for the support. That means a lot to me. Thoughts on XRP dropping back to 55 to 61.5 cents, or back to 65 cents? Well, I mean, the bottom line is here. If we fall... Easiest way to answer this... If we lose this Dragonfly Doji, we're coming back to 613 at least. So if we lose 624, you can expect to retest the 613. If we lose 613 and retest it as resistance, you know you're coming down to 585. And possibly worse, because you've built this structure, it could possibly bring you down to a retest of 55 cents, which we know is the pattern breakout in that ascending triangle formation. You also could get that validation as well, because if the XRP market cap needs to dump for some liquidity, and that just means there's more buyers and more money there to push up further. It could very well break down, but you won't know that until we lose. You got a little bit to go here. You'd have to lose like 31.7 billion. And then you very well could print down to about 28.6 billion for confirmation of a breakout. There would also be a lot more buyers in that area, which would add liquidity and money for a push up. It's not necessary though. It's not necessary. We're finding out a lot here with this Dragonfly Doji. It's going to tell us all on this next candle because of the Doji here, the Dragonfly. Now, if this prints lower than 624 roughly, that's how we know this is a bearish setup and we don't have enough strength. If we can break up and break this resistance, we need a bullish candle here, and ultimately we need to move over about 657. Yes, absolutely, ATK. The harder we fall, the bigger we bounce. That's why I was saying before I would rather it hit the 585. Ultimately, I think I'd prefer 5.5. Just makes me nervous that we'd fall back into this structure. I don't really want to go back into there. But this weekly cup and handler on the daily time frame, that can't be ignored. This pattern's taken a very long time to form, since March of 2022, and it's a cup and handle, and it looks to be putting a very bullish handle on the cup. That would give us a little bit of steam here, and that would give us a projection of 150 if we could get back into the bull flag breakout and then pass the target of 113, which to me, that $1.13 after a swing high in 2021 of $1.98 and a swing low in 2022 of 0.286, I think you have to go over $1.13 and hold that to confirm and signal that we're not in a bear market rally and that we're in a full-blown bull market, I believe. So that's my interpretation of what we're seeing right now. I greatly appreciate everybody here. Make sure to hit that like button. Only 92 likes, 128 people watching. I would greatly appreciate if you hit that like button. That's an indictment on me in my own head. If people aren't hitting the like button, I'm not doing a good job. I know that might not be. That might be a false interpretation, but that's what I think. So with XRP here right now, look at this. In the 4 hourly, we're indecisive. We're indecisive. The 4 hourly, this is an indecisive. We've started off with a long leg doji. That's a very indecisive move here. So we're indecisive. We're indecisive. We don't have enough pressure to break down, but we're not having enough strength to break up yet. So we're in a very indecisive move. The problem is here, and we don't want to keep doing this, everybody. We don't want to keep hitting resistance here on the 20-day because we've already had the death cross here in the 4 hourly. So the fact we can't get up and over this could prove out to be a bear flag if it continues to move down. I'm not ready to say that yet just because we're showing a lot of signals of reversals here. But we do know the breakdown target if we were to lose the broadening wedge at 613. Now, we've been on for 25 minutes. 129 people. That's freaking fantastic. 99 likes. Let's get those likes up. Unless you want to send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army. I would love to see more of you in Tom's Army. And show your appreciation. But all you really need to do is hit that like button. That is all I ask. Following a price decline, the Dragonfly Doji shows that the sellers were present early in the period, but by the end of the session, as we talked about, the buyers had pushed the price back to the open. This indicates increased buying pressure during a downtrend and could signal price move higher. The signal is confirmed if the candle following the Dragonfly rises, closing above the close of the Dragonfly. The stronger the rally on the day following the bullish Dragonfly, the more reliable the reversal is. So let's see what we're talking about. Again, the Dragonfly Doji, this is why it's important and why we can make this a learning experience today. Right here, this is a Dragonfly Doji. Pressure down, pulled back up, and now we're going to see this candle. If it prints bearish and it comes below 624, that's a bad sign. If it prints bullish above 644, the higher up the better, the lower the worse. You're basically right now in a line of, you're basically in a very big standstill here. So we're either going to print a bearish cipher, well, not a cipher, but a bearish candle here and come down below this area at about 624, or we're going to prove bullish and this is going to close above 644 and hopefully pretty high above it. So that's what we're looking for here. So we're in a standstill here. Very big standstill. This Dragonfly is telling us we could be bullish, but the fact that it came from this move up here could signal that maybe we're falling bearish. But the overall pattern was bearish, reversed on a long leg doji. That shows us we're exhausting the selling pressure and we're indecisive. The next candle is a huge signal, which was a bullish candle. The candle after that came down into a Dragonfly. So, I mean, what the hell is really going on here? It looks like a bunch of encoded messages like we're in the technical analysis matrix right now. It's a fascinating thing, and a lot of people always ask me, are you making this up? Only if you don't understand technical analysis. Kyle Kupiak, I'm here in the emergency room, just got admitted, I'm still, oh my goodness, Kyle. That is, I am so sorry to hear that, honestly. My prayers are with you. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen, for the guidance over you from our Lord and Savior. Hopefully you are, it appears you're in stable condition at least, so that's a good thing, seeing that you're watching. I don't want to pry too much, but please keep us updated. Please keep us updated. And everybody, if you're religious, get a quick amen. Oh, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. In the name of Jesus. Little praying, healing energy here. ATK, thank you so much for the prayer. Tanya, with all the good things that are happening with Ripple and XRP and still in the 60s. That's what they want, Tanya. It's the perfect way to get most of the people out before the big move. That's why I keep saying, I still think a sub 20 cents is 50%. Still seems like a 50% shot to me. Yes, PPI numbers do come out tomorrow. Should be sometime in what? Early to, I think it's going to be in the AM, but I guess it could push to early afternoon on the East Coast. Seems like SEC appeal FUD hurt the rally. Yes, it certainly did. But I think this is all designed because, look, we broke out on the channel, came back up to the logical resistance here around 67 cents, which was the uptrending resistance from the bull flag support. Now it's resistance. Now, it very well could be showing a retest of support here on the outside of the channel. But it's all coming down to this, ladies and gentlemen. This Dragonfly Doji, followed up by this. This is going to tell us whether or not this is bullish or bearish. If we close below 624, bearish. Close above here, higher than 644. The higher the better, the lower the worse. Donald, thank you so much for saying I'm praying for you, Kyle. Complete healing in Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Flee XRP week what? I'm sorry. I don't know what you were referring to. I don't know if I missed the comment. Good evening, Mick Shoe. Oh, they need it low enough. I did miss a comment. Sorry, Flex. Flex RP, I'm sorry I missed this comment. They need it low enough to get dollars, but high enough to shake out the week. Absolutely. To get out the weak hands. I see what you're saying, Flex. Excellent insight. Thanks, I'll survive. Tore Achilles, I'll survive. Holy smokes. That is no fun. The torn Achilles is no fun. But I'm glad it's nothing life-threatening, but it's going to take some time, my friend. This is probably the hospital. Is it you're just finding out that you tore it? So this is going to be an interesting road. You just got to stay positive. But the way I'll tell you, if you stay positive, it's going to give you a lot more time to focus on the ebb and flow here. So, I mean, that's a good thing. If we're staying positive. I love Edit. Welcome in. I appreciate you tuning in. What is this? Jordan English, member of Tom's Army. He renews for his 26th month. Wow, 26 months. I wish I could join you for Winning Wednesday / FOMO Friday, but I'm still accumulating XRP, so every day is FOMO Friday for me. Hey, there's no problem with that. The FOMO Fridays and Winning Wednesdays are specifically for if you have the funds, as we're trying to expand. But right now, you're focused. You're doing exactly what your heart desires, and that's what matters. But I appreciate the 26 months. He's got the 589 badge, which proves he's a member for over 2 years. I hope you're adding super chats to your bag, Tom. Oh, I've been doing meticulous things with the super chats, believe me. Although I don't get them right away. I have to wait a month to get everything. So whatever you send me, I have to wait a month. But you know, when I do get them, I have been putting it to good use. I've even sent out some let's just say some survival bags for the less fortunate because of your guys' donations. That's all I'm saying. Hit the like button for the XRP Millionaire. I appreciate that. Halo Saints, much appreciated. Hit the like button for XRP Millionaire. Appreciate that. Prosperity Fund, I've gotten some of them. I've absolutely gotten some of them, and some of them went to good cause. If I got a little bit more in the month from Super Chats, I definitely helped. I don't want to speak about it because it doesn't matter. I don't like to talk about any kind of charitable or anything like that. So just know your money's doing good. Omar, Tom, I needed your advice. I put a big amount of my savings in Future Grid Bot for XRP. I entered at 80 cents, so the bot is in minus now. Should I wait, or it's better to just buy XRP? Thanks. Ooh, that's a tough question, Omar. It's very tough when everybody asks me if they should buy XRP at this point. Yes, it's under $1, so anything under $1 is a great buy. But for me, it's hard for me to just say, oh yes, buy, because we are in the middle. We are in the middle of a consolidation, but we did have a pump. So yes, it's a much better buy being 36% down right now, or 34% from the top. Miss Vicky, welcome in. A lot of questions were asked about you if you were going to be in chat today before we started. We had 26 people in before the live started just chatting, believe it or not, in the pre-stream, which was freaking awesome. And you had more than 5 or 6 people ask about you, no joke. So you are loved, Miss Vicky. Driver, I have a mate that done both Achilles. He's opted not to have surgery both times. Takes near 6 months before moon boot comes off. Good luck with the tough road ahead. Driver, thanks for letting them know what's up. Tanya Nightall, 120 here in Ireland. Tanya, you are also loved in here. You get brought up a lot in here too when you're not in here, by the way, love. I get people ask about you and Miss Vicky more than anybody else, and that is not a joke. I don't know. You guys have made a lasting, you two ladies have made a lasting impression on my audience. I kid you not. I love having a big audience that are full of the ladies in here, because you're showing that the stereotype doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be true. I often say the women are smarter than us in here because you don't use the emotion and you understand what's going on. But hey, who actually listens? Let's see. Omar, dollar average to bring your... Yes, you could dollar cost average from here. Absolutely. So what I would do, Omar, because you're in, because of what you're in... No, listen. Because you're in at 80 cents. So basically, whatever you bought at 80 cents. So let's do this together. 80 cents, and I'll teach you my philosophy that can save your ass. So basically 20%. Okay. So right now we're 20% below your buy, ironically. Right now is where, if you have the funds, you should be buying 20% right now of whatever you bought at 80 cents. You should buy 20% every 20% down until you go down where you get 60 to 80% down. Now you've brought your average about 40% lower. For me, this is a time-tested strategy I use in commodities. You'll see me employing this strategy now that I'm in B2 gold, now that we had this breakdown. And Fortuna Silver Mines, I'm in pretty nice now, everybody. I'm in Fortuna Silver Mines at $2.92. I have about $1,100 in there, 350 shares roughly. And then B2 Gold at $2.98. I'm very happy with it. I've got over 700 shares. They're never going anywhere. I will only buy if they go 20% below. So that's my strategy, and I use it with everything. Once I find a spot I'm happy about, it's all gloves are off. Wow, we got a lot of people talking. Omar, so maybe employ that strategy. Don't accept your fate. 80 cents is still a lot better than the $1.98 in the 2021 bull market. Don't be deceived. Girl power indeed, Tanya. Richard Williams, it's not the same. What's not? I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, I don't know. I must have missed something. ATK, they are smarter, period. I agree with that. Jason Rackley, Miss Vicky, honestly, God bless you. See? Everybody was asking. Everybody was asking about you too. Without Miss Vicky and... Oh, yeah, exactly. It would not be. You are absolutely right about that, Richard. Would not be the same. It's the men, only men I ever listen to. Hey, like I always say, hopefully the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. See, I could take my hair. Oh, wow. My hair kind of just flicked everybody off. But I can take my hat off now. The sun's down. Everybody says I'm not allowed to wear a hat anymore unless the sun's out. So, you know, you can deal with the consequences in Michigan. Omar, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. I hope the best for you and for the others in this live. I appreciate that, Omar. I love the positive energy in here. What a shift we've had in the last year and a half. Free Toast, will XRP go up? Okay, beautiful, Toast. Here's where we're at right now. Now we can finish this Dragonfly Doji debate. Or discussion. So right now, in the last daily candle, who said that? Sorry, I've had so many questions. Free Toast. And welcome back in, by the way. So we had this Dragonfly Doji. This means that we had a little bit more top-heavy pressure, but we don't really know what's going to happen, because if it comes in bullish, it technically could be a sign of a reversal, but we came in bearish. So is this actually the sign that this pattern is ready to move farther up? Well, we won't know. Everybody keeps asking this question. If we print below the 624 in the next daily time frame, or we get below that and continue pushing down, it's very bearish. Once we break the downward structure, it's very bearish. The lower, the worse. Now, conversely, if we can get above 644 roughly, the higher up we push, the more bullish. This candle we're in right now in the daily is everything for XRP, whether we're short-term bearish or bullish. The signal is confirmed if the candle following the Dragonfly rises, closing above the close of the Dragonfly. The stronger the rally on the day following the bullish Dragonfly, the more reliable the reversal is. Traders typically enter trades during or shortly after the confirmation candle completes. If entering along a bullish reversal, a stop loss can be placed below the low of the Dragonfly. If enter short above a bearish reversal, a stop loss can be replaced above the high of the Dragonfly. So right now, whether you want to go long or short, you've got a perfect setup right now, and it doesn't happen very often. I can go back. I don't remember the last time in the daily we printed this off at such a decisive moment, because I don't see any on the way down. I don't see any on the way back up. I guess the closest, and you can see it right here, we're in a bullish momentum. We printed the Dragonfly, and it went bearish. Now we were bearish. Now we finally printed a Dragonfly after being bearish. Does this signify bullish to bearish, or is this the new form because we had a bullish candle in front of it? So, if the daily closes above 644, free toast, 644, but the higher the better. You need this daily to close above 644, but the higher the better. But a close over it, and it can be a fake out, but technically a close over 644 is indeed a bullish confirmation. A close below the 624 roughly, or 623, somewhere in there, that's very bearish if it closes below that. Very bearish. Tyler, welcome in from North Carolina. Greatly appreciate you tuning in. Matt, what did I miss with Matt? Matt, how did I just find out about this channel? Matt, I don't know, because YouTube doesn't do a great job promoting me, but by the grace of God and by everybody who's putting out this positive vibe now, over the last several months, we've exponentially grown. In the last 2 weeks, no joke, 2 Wednesdays ago, we hit 17,000. Yesterday, 2 Wednesdays later, we hit 18,000 at like 10:30 at night. So it's been an incredible journey. We started March of 2021 together. And for anybody who's new, I've never missed a day. I've never missed a single day since March of 2021. And there's been a lot of things that happened, including a recent injury on 4th of July. That's getting better, see? My hands, look out. See, it's still swollen. But look how far I can bend my finger now, finally. So, but it's still swollen. So right now I can't bend it straight up. In the morning I can. But I got about 2 more weeks for my ring finger that I have to keep this on because I had tendon damage. Well, a little bit of tendon damage. Not, it wasn't severe. So we'll see. But yeah, we're all here for a reason. And I firmly believe the positive energy we put into here, because we're spiritual in here. It took me 2 years to tell everybody, almost 2.5 years, to talk about religion at all in this station. I never brought it up for 2.5 years because I didn't believe I couldn't talk about religion when I didn't have that energy. I was more hostile. I was more negative. I played the victim. Let's put it that way. I played the victim more than I should have. Look at me, not what I've done, but look at me, praise me. You know, but somewhere along the line, and it happened 3 or 4 months ago, when I finally figured it out, started reading my Bible again. And I read the Ethiopic Bible, or the one that precedes the King James Version by 1,000 years roughly. But, so, that's why I wear this hat too. Yeshua, that's why I wear it. So, Matt, I greatly appreciate that. And we're a very open community here. We do FOMO Fridays on Friday right now. We're buying Casper every week, $50 a week. Prior to that, for 9 weeks, we bought H-Bar, 10,057 tokens for $527. We did it $50 a week because I feel like everybody, hopefully, if they want to join in, $50 a week is doable, and we can do the buy-in strategy over the long term. And then Casper right now, we're $500 in, or 5,000 share tokens in, so we have about halfway to go. We do winning Wednesdays on Wednesdays because we're winners here. We don't play the victim, but we're winners. So with that winning mindset, we get the most education and informed, or the most knowledge we can get to make an education and informed decision. I advise you check Quran, Tom. Will do, Omar. Will do. Power Gear, Yeshua. Matt, you're going to learn a lot. Yes, he is. So, and we're doing algo on winning Wednesdays right now. $75 a week. And we've so far gotten just about 3,000 algo right now. I think we're at 2,900. We had to do it today because I was gone yesterday. But I still did updates, but the signal I had was the worst signal. It was like dial-up. Actually, it's funny you brought that up because I actually pulled out my cannabis. It's actually, this one's more of an indica. It's like a pumpkin, it's a pumpkin spice, but it's, if I had to guess, this is a more earthy strand. If I had to guess, and cannabis is legal in the USA, so yes, we do smoke cannabis, but I don't smoke cigarettes. So everybody's always like, you can't smoke cigarettes. I don't. So you don't have to worry about that. I smoke cannabis. That's the only thing I smoke. I don't smoke the pens because I don't like them. I think that's a dangerous road to go down because we don't know what kind of chemicals are in them. So anyhow, we're waiting for this to print. So if you would like to join me, please join me. Let's go. I love you, brother. Smoke, crypto, and Jesus. Yes, sir, XRP. Music to my ears, indeed. It's all right, Ron. My significant other, Julie, does too. Almost everybody I know smokes cigarettes. Everybody in my family smokes cigarettes. I'm just the rarity in my family that doesn't. I used to every once in a while hit Julie's cigarettes. And then 2 years ago, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Why would I even hit the cigarette? It's not a good habit. So right now, XRP at 6,345. We're pushing up a little bit here. Let's pay attention here, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, we're trying to trickle up here, everybody. And our first sign, if we can get past here, we got to break the 636 and the 200-day 30-minute resistance. It's got a little bit of that pumpkin kind of flavor, but to me, if there's one that I could compare it to, it's hard because it's got a spicy smell, but I don't know if you know, like a pumpkin or a pumpkin watermelon, when you smell it outside and you get that organic like smell of the outside of it when it's in the sun, and you get like the smell of the fruit, but it smells so good because you get in the pollinating from the bees and everything, or the bumblebees or the honeybees, when you're getting the real pollination from the bumblebees. But you get that smell. That's what this smells like. But I would say it's probably more of an indica. It could be a little crossed. It's supposedly 22.4% THC, but after relaxing earlier with it for the first time, I would say it's more probably around 19%. Not to bust their balls, but I used to grow a lot back in the day when cannabis first became legal, and I know. So, all right. So right now in the 30-minute, we're trying to print up here. See, this is the indecisive candle here. These are the long leg doji right here. Long leg. Look at this. A gravestone doji, everybody. Look, a gravestone doji. This is... Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not a gravestone. That's a dragonfly. Excuse me. I got excited. I wanted to find a gravestone so I could show you. Darn it. I got too excited. There's got to be one around here somewhere. What is going on here? There's none over here? I guess you could kind of... No? All right, well. You have to be rich to buy smokes, and it's around $40 for a 20-pack. Better to spend the money. Well, on a carton for Julie, it's like $100. So, I mean, 10 packs... No, I'm no joke. 10 packs is like $100 if you buy a carton here. So I feel you. Oh, I feel you. All right, let's finish this real quick. So the Dragonfly Doji works best when used in conjunction with other technical indicators, especially since the candlestick pattern can be another footer. Oh, thanks, Hannah. You obviously have been here for all of 2 seconds. I appreciate it. The Dragonfly Doji works best when used in conjunction with other technical indicators, especially since the candlestick pattern can be a sign of indecision, as well as an outright reversal pattern. A Dragonfly Doji with high volume is generally more reliable than a relatively low volume one. Ideally, the confirmation candle also has a strong price move and strong volume. God bless, Halo. Talk to you later as well, my friend. In addition, the Dragonfly Doji might appear in the context of larger chart pattern, such as at the end of a head and shoulders pattern. It's important to look at the whole picture rather than relying on any single candlestick. So, I pity you, Hannah, but thank you. I always like a good gaslight in the evening, but we'll have this cannabis for you. Don't you love it? So, let's see. I mean, to make a statement like that, it's kind of, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to talk about a lack of knowledge, but you know, I would suggest all the profits we made in 2021 and the lack thereof losses from 2021 to 2023 in a bear market proves otherwise. And our holdings now, we're up 100 to 200%. We're up like $8,000 right now. In a bear market, mind you. I mean, I don't even make predictions. That's the funny thing. Anybody who actually watches me, do I actually make predictions, or do I just give you the pattern formation and what could possibly... I don't ever give a real prediction. You know why? I'm not a financial advisor, and I want you to make an educated and informed decision. Real secret admirer indeed. Mr. Extra Sour Cream, good evening. Capo, I know I've got so many secret admirers. I always call them my biggest fans. Do you know why? They're my biggest fans because they will comment to no end, and it helps push me through the analytics. Oh no, it was a reason to smoke the cannabis, Richard. I've rised above. Oh no, I guess I am justifying it, aren't I? Touche, audience, touche. Do you think they will appeal? I don't. See, this is. See, like I always say, I'm being enlightened by my audience. You're enlightening me. I am giving it. I did give it credence. Very wise. Do I think? Do you think? Do you think they will appeal? I don't think the judge will accept it. Savage. I don't think they're going to accept it. On the basis that they're trying to put forward right now, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. I think it's more than likely, on this basis, it's not going to be able to be appealed. They'll find a reason. They'll find a reason. XLM right now. We can take a close look at XLM. We'll look at DGB. I heard somebody else say it as well. XLM is still kind of in this, they just want Ripple to spend more money. Hannah, good. Pull a glass of wine and sit down and learn. Or, you know, don't. But I appreciate you staying. I'd rather you stay than leave, even if you don't like me. That's okay. I can't always be loved by everybody, but what I can do is put my best foot forward. All right, let's see. So, I mean, we lost the uptrend. That's the one thing I can say, but we don't know yet. We haven't got the back test on the breakdown. So, are we bearish? Are we bullish? It's hard to say right now for XLM. XLM, I have a target of 12.52 if it breaks this formation. So, let's see. We did come back above the 20-day at least. But we really need to break back for XLM. If you want to get back to the bullish side, we got to break 14 cents essentially. Pretty good. Pulls the mask off Hannah to find it's just Michael Saylor showing for big. Let's find out who we found here, gang. No, it's okay. Hannah's here because she wants to be enlightened. You got to remember, a lot of times we speak out in hostility to try to get answers that we're afraid of asking. So it's okay. Was that Head and Shoulders invalid? For what? For what? Was Head and Shoulders invalid for... I'm sorry. Ron, are you talking about XLM? Oh, the last part. So you're talking about this. Well, it's in the bear flag, so I don't really look at these as the Head and Shoulders, but I mean, it's technically in a small Head and Shoulders. Suppose you could say that. So you're talking about, let's see. You're talking about like something like in here? Are you talking about this? Like from the breakdown? Like in here? Yep, okay. Well, I mean, it's not invalidated yet. If this were to break up, you could get a double top formation if it was a rejection. That's why we need to get back above here. We won't really know anything yet. We're back above the 20 days, so that's a key move right here. I think we're going to try to print up a little bit higher here. But that's in the 30-minute. Let's take the 2-hour time frame for XL. Yeah, it definitely looks like it wants to print a little bit higher here. That's a nice start to this candle. It's an indecisive candle, though. That's a long leg doji again. So look, this is... in the 2-hourly, this will print in an hour and 18 minutes. In 2 hours, or hour and 18 minutes, this will probably start trickling up here. Maybe it only comes up to there, but it's going to start trickling up at, in my opinion. I just do what I do. I don't claim to be anything special, but I let my work speak for itself. Has an XRP crossed the 200-day moving average for the third time? Yes. Yes. So we know what we're watching for XLM. We've talked about this many, many times. Who is this? Who asked me that? Flux RP, yes. This is something we've pointed at before we had the breakdown when it first happened. And that's why this is so important as well. If we go back in the weekly, he's talking about the weekly time frame here, the third print. So in the weekly... let me get my other chart. The last time we had the bullish or the golden cross here in the weekly was right. We crossed here And then we came back through, and then we crossed up again somewhere. I mean, we did it in July of 2020, but 2020 in November, we had the volatile, or October and November, we pushed up. So yeah, this is the third. This will be the third golden cross. It's already happened. That's the second one. The first one's debatable. You have to really debate it. I guess you don't have to debate it. But if you look here, you have to go all the way back to here. You got to print back somewhere in here. Finally in 2017, it flipped up. You see right in here? I'll circle this. So that's the first time. Now we come over here. This is the second time that we had a weekly golden cross. And we printed the third one. Mind you, we also have this cup and handle that formed after over a year and a half. And now we have our third weekly golden cross. Where did it finally happen? Where did we finally come back across? Was it right here? No. Hold on, it's over here. Oh no, it's... Where the hell is the third one? Oh, it is over here. We crossed back and came back through. Oh, that's the daily. What the fuck is this? That was the daily. I was in the wrong formation, but it's still down here in the weekly. It's just, remember we said, that's why it didn't look right. Remember we had to guess here. We had to guess here because the weekly, it technically starts over here. But if you bring it in farther from the all-time chart, it would back in. But this is the Binance chart. So that's where it happened in the daily. But the weekly, we had it, if that's where we're going to say it happened, because it clearly happens here in the weekly. It's just we don't have the 200-day printing back that far. But then we had an occurrence here in the weekly, right here. And then we had the other occurrence for the third time right here. This is the third time it happened, right in here. And then we had the volatile swing up. Now we're looking to confirm it, see? And this weekly can continue moving up as long as we don't break down much farther. So, yes, this is the third time we've printed it. I knew that didn't look right in the daily. In the daily, though, you can see we printed it back here for the third time. Actually, you did it, what? Oh. So does that make sense, everybody? Do I use OBV indicator, predict move timing, look at converge before I move, its convergence for XRP? No, I don't use those indicators. I just use I don't like to use the indicators because it makes me personally lazy. Then I don't look at the formation setting up in front of me. That's just me. That's not everybody. That's just me personally. So basically all I use the EMA lines, 20, 50, 100, 200, just to get an idea of where the technical traders are lining up. Because that's where the trading bots time it basically is around there. And then I use the volume because I need to know how much volume is coming in. So you'll always just see volume and EMA lines. That's it. And I use the EMA lines for everybody else as well as myself. Because I like to, like I said, I like to see when the 200-day pattern is starting to shift a little bit, which you can see, but you can see where they're going to try to line up the traders. Like if it was me, I always say if it was me, and that's based on what I'm seeing on here as well. 131 people watching. Wow, what a great day. What a great day with everybody tuning in and just shooting the shit. Trying to figure out the charts. 145 likes. It's incredible. It's already been an hour. Oh my God. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely an inverse head and shoulders is forming. That's one of the things that gave us the idea. Does everybody remember what we talked about when this was forming, everybody? The possible inverted head and shoulders that formed. We knew we had it formed before this pattern breakout. Well, you remember how we've been talking about this. If we popped out over, but we broke down. We thought we were trying to form it here. See, we thought we were maybe doing a shoulder, head, right, and then it fell down. Now we look like possibly, is this like a left arm, head? Is this what you're talking about? Now, we don't want this bear flag to play out in the 4 hourly because that's possibly what that could be. We need to pull up. We need to pull up. Otherwise, this could play down, and I know that technical target's going to get us down here if it plays down somewhere. Could maybe even be a double bottom here. But right here looks like an inverted arm. Head. Is this creating an inverted right arm? Does it come down to here? Does it play off of here? Does it come down here? Does it invalidate the structure and bring us down here? These are all questions we're asking ourselves right now. Mark, 1:48 a.m. Holy smokes. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I greatly appreciate that. Best channel out there, could watch all day long. You know, I thought a lot of times people were kind of pulling my, you know, I guess pulling my chain or pulling, I don't know. But by the amount of time you guys staying here during the lives and the way we've been growing, it's a pretty crazy thing. We only started doing the lives every day. What was it, about a month and a half ago? And it's been an incredible journey. There's a lot of my audience dominates out of the UK. It's crazy. Represents very well. Outside of the US, it's always one of the most represented countries. Tom, why equal bags on the X's? And if you had to pick one, thanks. No, I don't have to pick one. You don't either. But I mean, if I had to pick one because of my attachment, I would take XRP, only because XRP is my baby. But I don't live by the philosophy that I have to pick one. I picked one, you know, in 2021 to start, and then I built off of XRP. But I believe the 3 X's are important. You have XRP for retail investors, not retail, for institutional investors, big businesses, banks, and all that finances and all that shit. You've got XLM with the big conspiracy that they gave Jed McCaleb all the XRP tokens, not as a buyout, but as a way of saying, holy crap, we have too many and this is my own conspiracy. So when I say we, I mean me. So this is all bullshit. I'm making it up. But this is what I think happened. They told Jed McCaleb, here's a bunch of XRP. Too many people from retail are buying it. We may have paid too many people on YouTube to promote us, and now the wrong people are buying it. You know, because 99% of people talking about XRP are promoting it. Everybody tells me I'm missing the boat because of my audience. I can make a lot of money by promoting, but you know, I think that's all horseshit. So I think Jed McCaleb got the XRP, and he's not a part of a buyout. And they didn't stipulate that he could only buy it once a month, or he could only sell out while he was doing it for once a month, or one time a month, or once every month. He couldn't do a lump sum. I think that was because in the initial time of XLM Stellar Lumens, I think that was essentially the initial coin offering, and he would sell it every month when he needed, funds to fund XLM and Stellar Lumens in the beginning, and even until the end. And now it's self-sufficient because of all the contracts through the governments and through the CBDC usage and all that great stuff. So basically what I'm saying is, I think there was too many people buying XRP, and that Brad Garlinghouse, Jed McCaleb, Chris Larson, David Schwartz, and the whole slew of fudsters and all the rest of them got together, and they said, hey, too many retail are buying this. This isn't good. There are too many transactions coming through here for not enough money. We're not here for $15,000 transactions, or these idiots, not idiots, but these beautiful people that are not as rich as we are to send through a $500 buy. That's not good. So Jed, we know you got this technology. We know you got this new stuff you're working on. Instead of implementing it into XRP, how about we just branch it off? It's essentially the same shit. We'll just branch it off, and instead of calling it Ripple, we got Stellar. Instead of we got Ripple X or the rest of it, we've got Lumens. Instead of having XRP as the native token, we've got XLM. But XLM's targeted for the retail investors. Possibly the small businesses, but mainly the retail investors, me and you, for a crisis situation. Then you've got XDC, FinTech, X and Fin. That's for the small business. You got businesses that have a lot more money than retail investors, but not quite enough money to satisfy Ripple and XRP and that whole thing. So that is why you have XDC. And for that reason and that reason alone, I believe XRP and XLM are tied at the hip, and they're both on trial right now. We just don't hear about it, because then it would give credence to my conspiracy that they actually did this. Jeb stole from David. I don't know. Maybe. But that's my conspiracy, and I'm sticking to it. It helps me sleep at night, and it's the reason why I have XRP, XLM, and XDC. I'm not gonna grind my gears. I'm not gonna stress out. I'm just gonna have all three. And then with H bar, I often fought it. I kid you not. It's XRP's competition, or Ripple with Hedera and Hashgraph. But then Tanya came in, and she convinced me, and a bunch of others convinced me about H bar. But Tanya really struck a chord with me because she wouldn't let it go. She kept making me do more research, and then I finally hit it on the head, and I'm like, holy crap. That's what she's been trying to say, doofus. H bar, you're missing the point here. So, H bar, I believe, I'd rather have 10,000 tokens than not, because that's just the way it has to be. DGB is in the Internet of Things, is why I own 62,222 tokens for transparency purposes. I once sold it at 15 cents, I kid you not. It's unbelievable. I bought it back at, or what was it, like 14 because I sold it early. I bought it back at 0.006. I made 300% back in 2021, but I'm happy. DGB's not looking bad. DGB's highly indecisive right now. Back-to-back long leg dojis here, so it's very indecisive. It's on top of the 20 days, so that's a good sign. Volume's not looking very good, though. It's gonna have to get some volume here. A lot of volume, actually. But I mean, DGB, if it holds this support structure, it's got a little bit of work to do. If not, we know we had a dot cross in the 4-hourly, as we pointed out there. But now it's recrossed. It recrossed. We were looking potentially at a dot cross here, but it never happened. Remember? We're looking at the possible dot cross. What happened? It never pulled out. It pulled up. So DGB right now, we're still within this descending triangle. It's just, that's what it is. Some will call it a descending fractal, but I don't like that word. I think it confuses people, and it's, I don't know, you don't really need to say it. It sounds cool, but, it's confusing. So it's either we're gearing up for a move to come down to this downtrending resistance right around the 009 level, or we're going to retest 747. But, guys, I'm winding down here, as you know. It's been over an hour. I got to go take care of my son here. Hour and 7 minutes, 131 people here. I greatly appreciate everybody. If you appreciate my work, make sure to hit that like button. As I go live every day, I do like 5 to 6 updates a day outside of this. I'm a madman. Casper we'll look at real quick as well, since we're doing FOMO Fridays tomorrow with Casper. I can't wait. Casper's still within this formation. It looks like it's in a bull flag formation. It's more like in an ascending formation. But we're looking at this downtrending resistance. I'm looking for it to stay in this formation for as long as possible. I still need 5,000 more tokens of Casper. We've hit 5,000 tokens so far. I believe we've done 4 weeks. This will be our 5th week of FOMO Fridays with Casper. It took us 9 weeks to do H-bar, so we'll see what happens. It looks like we're on the same trajectory for Casper. So if you want to join me on FOMO Fridays, please join me tomorrow on the live, as we do $50 a week. You can do more, but I just do $50 a week on FOMO Fridays. And this is how we expand our holdings. I can't buy XRP until it goes 20% below 346, because that's my average where I bought it in the bear market. So I'm very happy if I can't buy anything over the 12,222. More than ecstatic if it comes down so I can buy more. But either way, I'll just expand my bag otherwise. But with XRP and Casper and a lot of them, does Casper not look like it could be putting in an inverted head and shoulders pattern? This could be the inverted left shoulder or arm, the inverted head. This could be forming an inverted right shoulder here. If it pops up here and holds this area, then pushes up, that's exactly what it's doing. So, H-bar, so just pay attention to that. H-bar as we'll look at XDC as well on the way back up before I leave, because I'm still finishing this. But this is clearly trying to put in an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Clearly. Left arm, head, right shoulder looks like it's putting in. Up here would validate it, though. This is kind of like the breakout. This is where I'd like to see the extension happen in the arms for the, this is the short-term inversion. But the longer term, have it form in here and then come up even higher. But this looks like it's forming a reversal pattern as well. So, we'll see. We need to hold 575. That's the first layer of support. We're fighting with it right now. If we fall through that, it could be an issue. It could show a lot of weakness. But right now, it had enough room to come back down and hold the, this is a firm retest of that 575 support. As a community, we're sitting at a 5.2 average, so not too shabby for doing it over 9 weeks together to get those 10,000 plus tokens. And XDC finally had a nice move yesterday. That's not a good sign. That's a pretty bearish formation here, but it did just come back down to touch the 20-day. Watch this 4-hourly because that's a very weak volume profile. 244,000 before that, and in the first hour of a supposed dump down, it only had 10,000. That would put this at 40,000 in this candle. 244 before that, 84 and 299. That's pretty. That's weak. This could be a fake out. That looks like it could be a fake out, but we'll see. If it's not a fake out, it'll just continue to come through. That 4-hour candle is very weak, though. Very weak. We'll see, though. If it breaks down here, your last hope is that 636 area. But then if it breaks out, you got 575 again. So, we'll see. I think it's still, it had this broadening wedge formation. And if it has to come farther down, which it did create a channel as well, don't get me wrong. Early on, it had a broadening wedge, but it did prove to be a channel. Broke the channel. But if we extend this out, it tried to break back up and got rejected. So, we'll see. It looks like it could be forming a small bull flag as well. So, it's not over yet, but we've got to get back above that uptrending resistance, which will pull you around 7.8 eventually here. Oh, I enjoyed it, everyone, too. Wow, still 112 people here just listening to me talk. And then which ones don't I ever get to go talk about? ZIL, which we have 22,222 tokens. If you're buying when I'm buying, and we bought at 1.4, so I mean, we did a pretty good job here. We bought the descending triangle at the appropriate spot. Not in this formation, but we bought it. I didn't even get the lows. Like, that's the thing. I didn't even think I got the low. I didn't even come close. Maybe, what was it? No, 1.6 or 1.7. No, V-chain's 1.4. Right here is the, ZIL is this formation. So I didn't even get 1.4. I got it like 1.6. See, we're coming closer for ZIL. Yeah, that's firmly 1.6. V-chain's 1.4. We'll get into V-chain after. But this formation, the wider scope, the short term, if we break out, we could be trying to push up higher. But we're still trying to prove a breakout of a short-term descending triangle in the 4-hourly. We're still getting rejected here, so I don't know. I don't know how much strength we have. A lot of volume crashed here on the way down, which is a good sign. So we'll see with V-chain, but overall, V-chain's in a much wider pattern. And you can look at it many different ways. We're on this horizontal support right now. And if we were to break that, we would be coming way down. So watch ZIL, because I have a lot of hope for ZIL. And V-chain, yeah, V-chain, we got at the 1.4, which I kept saying was not even close to the low. We missed the low. The low came down to 1.2 or 1.3. I guess it was close. But we bought it right when we seen this uptrend form. Took me a long time to finally buy this. Not in this formation. This brought it down. Oh, that's what happened. We bought it 1.5 and almost at 1.3. That's how it got in the 1.4s. I'm always trying to remember this because it's been so long since some of these purchases. Like this first one pulled us back into 22. Then we got another chance here. That's what happened. And that's when I told everybody, come on now. V-chain. And we formed that inverted head and shoulders. Man, it's nice to revisit some of these. But that's the formation. We're in this ascending formation right now in the short term. But if it breaks down, we would be logically looking at a big breakdown. So, these patterns are shaky. But if they do break up, do you see what's forming here in a lot of these? A lot of these are forming somewhat of a breakup here. They really are. These are pretty interesting. I think it's pretty evident what this is formed, though. That looks pretty, it's pretty good. That's a, I guess you could say it might be some kind of a falling wedge. Typically, these are at bullish reversals. They could be. We'll see, though. We'll see if that continues breaking that formation or not. You can't wait to buy V-Chain. V-Chain's a good one. V-Chain's a good one. Stronghold SHX. I got to do more research on that one, I'll be honest with you. Solo is a sleeping giant for future. It's tied very largely into what we're doing. Solo's in a falling channel. Sologenic. It had a, well, yeah, there's the death cross. And it confirmed the death cross, too. So now we'll see if we're starting to finally be able to consolidate. We're consolidating on the downtrending resistance. So we'll see if we get a breakout attempt anywhere soon. We've almost completely satisfied that death cross, so. Oh, the DXY. 102 spot 57. DXY's fighting with this area. We had a golden cross. So we'll probably, it's getting squeezed, but 102 spot 60 is that very big pivot level we've talked about. If it breaks 102 spot 60, it's had a very hard time here. I don't expect anything different than here because this is the level we pointed to. This is a big pivot level. If it breaks that, 103 spot 67 could be a high press. The U.S. government just got downgraded, remember, to a AA+. Their credits rating from a AAA. So they're going to do anything in their power to manipulate this a little bit. Gold, B2 Gold, Fortuna Silver Mines started speaking to something out of the abnormal. Fortuna Silver Mines didn't have good earnings, though, because of what happened with we had a little bit of a silver crunch in 2022. They all produced in gold, but underproduced in silver. But yeah, that's it, everybody. I'm all talked out. I appreciate everybody. Gold-silver ratio at 84-1. That's a great time to buy silver if you don't have precious metals. But I appreciate all of you staying around. Until next time, stay positive. Positivity over negativity. And remember, be inviting. Sometimes, this is what I learned the hard way. Well, not the hard way, but it took me a while to learn. Sometimes, somebody who enjoys XRP or enjoys coming in here, this is their only bright spot in the day. They might be living, you know, in a hard time right now. And when they come in here, it might be the only time of the day they actually get happy or they're happy. So back in 2021 or 2022, or maybe even early 2023 when I'd bring the negativity, I might have been doing I was doing a huge disservice. So remember to stay positive because you don't know what somebody else is going through. That's why when you get the pranksters that come in here or the ones that are trying to throw off the energy, those ones don't even realize it, but they're doing such a big disservice to somebody who might be at their wit's end. You just never know. So bring the positivity. Give somebody a reason to come back and smile tomorrow. Don't give them a reason to tune out everything, you know, so we could be their saving grace. Have a good night, everybody. Stay blessed, and I'll see you back tomorrow for sure on the live.